Namaste, Javins. Today we'll be discussing about artificial respiration, which is a part of your curriculum, and myself, Javin, Dr. Barkha Kurana. We'll be studying artificial respiration in human physiology. So first we'll discuss what exactly artificial respiration means. As the word suggests, artificial, that means which is not real. So we can go for artificial respiration when the lungs stop functioning or there is stoppage of breathing, the person is not able to breathe. Like in today's corona pandemic, the patients are being given artificial respiration with the help of ventilators because corona is attacking the lungs and the patient is unable to breathe out. So in these cases, the artificial respiration is helping the patients. Now, what can be the causes like drowning, electrocution, anesthesia, CO poisoning, poliomyelitis, myasthenia gravis, and few drugs. So when the person is drowsing or when there is electrocution, when excessive of anesthesia is given, when there is poisoning with CO, and like in poliomyelitis and myasthenia gravis, where the respiratory muscles do not work, they get paralyzed. In those cases, we go for artificial respiration. Now, there are two types of artificial respiration. One is manual and the other one is mechanical. Manual is given mouth to mouth, where the patient is positioned in supine lying. The airway is clean, the air neck is extended. We close the nostrils and apply the mouth to the subject and exhale out forcefully. And we also keep a check on the chest expansion and abdomen distension. And we repeat it at the rate of 10 to 15 minutes. See here you can see the neck is extended, the nostrils are closed over here with this hand, and mouth to mouth respiration is being given. See, this is the picture. The volume of air must be twice as normal tidal volume. Tidal volume is the air inhaled. Then expiration occurs passively. It should be continued until the patient starts breathing normally or we shift him to the hospital. Now we'll discuss what is the importance. It is effective because of CO2 of expired air contains 16% of O2 because we are giving the expired air to the patient, which contains 60% of oxygen. It is simple, effective, and it is useful in all age groups. And only manual technique is able to produce adequate ventilation. Then is mechanical respiration. Here we talk about iron lung machine or tank respirators and ventilators. You all must have heard about ventilators. See, these are the ventilators. It is a mechanical ventilator where we adjust the percentage of oxygen and we put a tube into the patient's mouth. It could be endotracheal or it can be nasogastric. Nasogastric tube goes through patient's nose and then into the stomach, and endotracheal goes through patient's mouth and into the windpipe. And the nurse keeps a check periodically. Now this is, here you can see the arrows which shows the air flowing to the patient, and here you can see the other tube, exhaled air flowing away from the patient. So this is the diagram of a ventilator, or you must have also seen in movies or in pictures. See, this is cardiopulmonary resuscitation or mouth-to-mouth breathing. Here you can see, as I told you, here chest is compressed, then mouth-to-mouth, then the is given. Here you can see, then again the chest is compressed, and this is repeated until the person starts breathing. See, you can check for breathing, give 30 compressions, open the airway and give 2 breaths. Here, this is CPR. Here, when the neck is extended over here, you can see the neck is extended. It allows proper airway passage. So this is all in your artificial respiration. I hope you understood this session well. And this session is powered by Digital 2.0 version, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women University. Thank you so much.